Shoma Aklaton to lead us in the opening prayer.
Dear Lord, we thank you because this is the day that you have made, and indeed we shall rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you because from the foundations of the earth you have ordained that today will come to pass, and you have made every resource that we need available for the manifestation of today. Therefore, we commit this day unto you. We ask that your presence will reign supreme. We ask, O Lord, that your wisdom will govern everything that we do. We ask, O Lord, that at the end you will empower us, O Lord, to take.
Thank you very much for that spirit-inspired prayer. Madam Chairman, the Vice Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we want to get into the traditional breaking of kola nuts, and we're going to do it the way it should be done. May I invite the members of the Center for Sustainable Development, led by the Director. Deputy Director should be here as well to present the kola nuts to the Vice Chancellor of our great university, Professor Charles Okechukwu Ismone, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Joseph Ikechebele. So we will in turn, on behalf of the university community, present SIP to our guests. Center for Sustainable Development, please. Those who are yeah. The kola nut is being presented to the Vice Chancellor with the Chief Host. Yes. And he has directed that the kola nut should be taken to the traditional ruler of Oka Kingdom. Please, may we put our hands together. Thank you. A ga-emezi mmemme ọjị na nkenke. Thank you.
In case you don't understand our language, we'll get an interpreter beside you. But response is here. Along with others, that means you are doing whatever prayer will offer. Because Super Bology, going also, the Vice Chancellor, go board, you never BC. And never BC a unity community. A good job going on the China, House of Press, Speaker. As a speaker, we do not know the director of DSS, both in our DSS. We do the AIG, both OG, AIG. We go to OG. One on your support and I got a woman on none of friends and even on water. The other was a logic. Chinugu. Now I do all stakeholders. You go to the you go more look back. No, it's what you make a money. Now, the music community. And just hold you for the more you know, it's what you make a money. Yeah? But I don't want to take up a new. I got it handle. I'm mashing and a man was stuck. No go will tell you, music in Boston. Last he said, Ogo will tell another state in Boston. Ogo then again in Boston. I know, see, I'm a man and goes on them. I am a no one kilometer. You got a couple. I know, see, who do, like I'm able. Na kebata no bodai ko bata na Anambra State ko na Nigeria aga ka heritage bi apo ibe Japan no wani ni ngene men aga eche mwaye ko kuma ka MTG ko no meme na heritage do ni ka ko region music apo number 1 na Nigeria apo number 1 na Africa apo number 1 no wani no Actually, I was trying to find my number. Can I play and I buy just a wine? I don't know. I told you how to talk. If you cannot say how to talk, I can say Potut. I can hear you. Thank you very much. Wanted to welcome you. Wanted to meet the traditional Prime Minister of Oka Kingdom. So we welcome and we thank you. Thank you. I'm going to teach you the German and Archie, but for ways to live here where thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Please may I quickly welcome Barrister Oge Ekwozo. Barrister Oge Ekwozo is representing Professor Obi Lillian Orogu, Chairman, Federal House Committee on Corporate Social Responsibility. Barrister, we welcome you. Tinabati Ofuma. No. Madam Chairman, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, Your Royal Majesty, distinguished members of the High Table, dear awardees here present, distinguished professors of this great university and beyond, our dear deans, directors, heads of departments here present, dear colleagues and students, it is my honor and privilege to respectfully invite the chairman of today's occasion, a lady of substance, Her Excellency, Mrs. Adejoke Orelope Adefunlire, the Senior Special Assistant to the President of Sustainable Development Goals, ably represented today by Dr. Mrs. Ife Namjukebu to please come forward for the chairman's opening remarks. Madam Chairman.
Representing the VC of this university, the Federal Speaker of House of Representatives, being represented by my own brother, Professor George, His Royal Highness and his team, the honorable members here present, scholars, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to stand on the well-established protocol to give the remark of Her Excellency, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, Her Excellency Adetuke Ololope Adetuke, who is unavoidable absent and have directed me to represent her at these great events. I feel highly honored and privileged to be invited as the chairperson of this very important event, the Conclave on Sustainable Development, organized by this university, her Center for Sustainable Development, in partnership with United Nations in Nigeria. I see today's event as a golden and unique opportunity for us to share some thoughts, experiences, and to foster partnership that will drive progress towards achieving SDGs in Nigeria. Let me from onset extend our excellent gratitude to our erudite Vice Chancellor, Prof. Charles, and the organizer of this forum, Professor Mrs. HMB, the local chairperson, and her team for giving me this unique opportunity and honor to address this gathering today. I heartily welcome all our academics, the professors here, United Nations agencies in Nigeria, students, and other major stakeholders attending these events. The Conclave is standing, and the team, resilient teachers, braving communities, focusing on well-being through sustainable strategy, is suitable and novel as it gears towards setting an agenda for better health and well-being of all Nigerians through effective engagement with our respected academia and other stakeholders in the implementation of sustainable development goals. As you are all aware, sustainable development goals comprising 17 interlinked goals, 168 targets, and 230 performance indicators are a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. The aims are to tackle the root cause of poverty and unite us together to make positive change for both people and the planet while ensuring that no one is left behind. Crucially, the SDG work on the spirit of partnership and pragmatism to make necessary choices to improve life in a sustainable way. Within the framework are SDG 1, no poverty, SDG 2, zero hunger, SDG 3, good health and well-being, SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities, and SDG 17, partnership for the group. All these SDGs hold particular relevance for our discussion today. So I have to highlight them. SDG is interconnected. What we are discussing today, we basically focus on these 4 SDGs that I highlighted, although other SDGs are being implemented. In Nigeria today, the challenges and the threats confronting us are much more critical. These include dwindling financial resources, persistent insecurity, social and economic inequality, organized crime, corruption, hardship arising from government economic reforms, high rate of poverty across the country, expertise and financial resources of all critical stakeholders, public and private sectors, scientific community, academia, and wider civil society. These challenges can also be overcome if all critical stakeholders work diligently towards the attainment of SDGs using science, technology, education, environment, and the art to fast-track the achievement of SDGs in the remaining 6 years in Nigeria. For us to achieve SDGs is remaining 6 years, and we are going to use. I'm happy when one of the speakers today were introduced as a consultant, a scientific consultant. We need them. We need the academy. Nigeria cannot achieve any SDG without the diligent work of all these major stakeholders. Therefore, without that, the crucial role of academia in the development process of a nation has long been recognized and cannot be overemphasized. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDG plays a role on active participation of non-state actors and other stakeholders in the implementation of SDGs in Nigeria. In discharge of its core mandate, OSAP SDG work in close collaboration with National Assembly. Yes, we have Senate committees on SDG. We also have House committees on SDG. And also, we ask all the states also to have them. All federal entities, both federal ministries, all of them are working on SDGs. National and subnational government, yes. In all the 36 states, in which I am the head of the conditional grant scheme states, are working on SDGs to make sure that Nigeria will achieve. I am happy to mention the Anambra State focal expert on sustainable development. She is here, the person of the Chioma Edith. The Chioma Edith, stand up and welcome. Civil society organizations, private sectors, and development partners, such as United Nations agencies, to demonstrate this commitment, OSAP SDG facilitated the establishment of private sector advisory on the SDGs, donors partnership forum on SDGs, civil society strategic group on SDGs. This strategic platform aimed at mobilizing expertise and financial resources needed for the achievement of SDGs, as I earlier said. Hopefully, by being here today, representing the Senior Special Assistant to the President, we facilitate the establishment of academia strategy group on SDG using this university as our starting point. The framework of SDG is clear and complex. The Nigerian government has demonstrated strong commitment towards the 2030 agenda for sustainable development, and the SDG institutional framework, as I have mentioned, has been established at national and subnational level to support effective implementation of SDGs. The SDGs cannot be achieved without stand-alone programs and projects. There must be carefully integrated into national and subnational policies and development plans. Our research institutions, such as this university, must be properly funded to strengthen their scientific and technological capacity to move towards more sustainable development. Government, private sector, academia, and the industry must collaborate together to elaborate these models, research and innovation, to tackle these issues. The need for robust monitoring, evaluation, and reporting cannot be overemphasized. We must work together to strive towards war from poverty and a land that flourishes in sustainability. Yes, citizens like based organization, we want everybody to be in and work so that Nigeria will achieve sustainable development on or before 2030, if all of us can work together. In conclusion, as we navigate the decade of action, yes, we are now in the decade of action. We have done a sustainable development for 9 years, but we cannot see, because of all those challenges I highlighted, we cannot see much change now. So now we want individual actors. We want groups to do what? To help us and implement so that Nigeria will achieve sustainable development. Let us remember that the achievement of SDG in Nigeria is not a matter of policy. Like today, we will do one workshop, do one event, the other one is we end there. No, let us take action, active action. And I want this university, the Center for Sustainable Development, to start it by what? Taking an active action. Let us what? Establish Center for Sustainable Development inside this university so that we are unlike academics. We also want individuals to make an impact. Don't leave everything alone. We want individuals to act. You can do it in your own small way. Anything you can do, you do it. It's under sustainable development. Let me use myself as an example. I love God, and I open it for everybody so that all the people within my community will be able to have access to water and sanitation. So that's my point. Also, using my position, I built and constructed 6 blocks of classrooms in most of my communities to help the children, because my community, they don't train girls. So I want to what improve access to education. At your own way, at your own little way, you can also do that. And my office have done a lot. And then they have worked so much in Nigeria. For example, last year they were here in our country. So what? To commission 440 beggar hospital for mother and child at today. You see the hospital will not be. And today she said that because she also wants to partner with this university. SDG is a mission that requires active engagement and determination of every individual and every sector, both at national and subnational level. Once again, I thank the organizers of this conference for their tireless efforts. That's my professor. I've already told her that. Pulling all this ground, all these distinguished members from Abuja, from Lagos to be here is not an easy task. Well done. And I commend this university for their commitment to advance knowledge in this crucial area of sustainable development. As it relates to my office, that the Office of the Senior Station Assistant to the President, we continue to support and partner with this university towards the achievement of SDG in Nigeria, all of before 2030. I wish you for productive and fulfilled development. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Please another round of applause for this beautiful lady. Thank you very much, Chairperson, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, have been represented today by our own chairman, Dr. Ifi. We salute you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please, may I... So please, may I quickly recognize some of these guests. As the Chukwu Chairman, the State Focal Person on SDGs. We welcome you. We welcome Obinna Amleye, the AGM Zenith Bank PLC. We welcome you. Where are you? You are welcome, sir. We also welcome Ngozi Olasi, the manager Nnewi branch of Zenith Bank. Mr. Henry Ude, the manager, New Market Road, Onisha, Zenith Bank, New Market Road, Onisha. Chris Ejiofor, the manager of Zenith Bank, Unizik branch, the home branch. We welcome you. We also have in our midst the Dean of the Student Affairs of our great university, Professor Achebe is here with us. Prof. Thank you very much. We welcome Professor Neka Oli, the Faculty of Social Sciences. We welcome you. Lolo. No. Honorable Tochi Amalo, my very big brother, my age, I salute you. He's representing Chief Nonso Okoye, the CEO, Oracle Furnitures. We welcome you too. Doc, no. Please, they also recognize Dr. Innocent Nudia, the Deputy Director to Center for Sustainable Development, Nanda Azikiwe University. Doc, thank you very much. Thank you. We also have from us that, when the chairman was making, the chairperson was making her speech, she talked about the establishment of the Center for Sustainable Development in the Union. We have one already, and we are even the one that is coordinating and organizing this program. So please, may we put our hands together for Nanda Azikiwe University. We also welcome Professor Onyali. He's here with us, Prof. I welcome you. You are welcome. Dr. Oge Aribodo, you are also there. We welcome you. We will continue to recognize our dignitaries as they come in. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor, privilege to call on the host, who happens to be the director, Center for Sustainable Development, Nanda Azikiwe University. This great woman is a fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Medicine, fellow West African College of Physicians, fellow National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria, professor of medicine in the field of community medicine, consultant public health physician, Nanda Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital, Nayut, Anambra State of Nigeria, an impeccable examiner for West African College of Physicians, National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria, and several undergraduate medical schools in Nigeria. She is also a consultant to UNFPA, UNICEF, SIDA, and World Health Organization. To the glory of God, ladies and gentlemen, she is currently the director, Center for Sustainable Development, Nnamdi Azikiwe University. She is no other person, ladies and gentlemen, than Professor Mr. Echendo Doji Ademai.
Thank you, music department. Thank you, such a wonderful introduction. My head was beginning to grow bigger. Let me stand on the already established protocol. It is indeed my honor, privilege, delight to welcome all of you to this opening ceremony of our Conclave on Sustainable Development. The array of eminent personalities here present, both state, national, supranational, business world, industries, entrepreneurs, politicians, royal fathers, academia, name them, our students and the youths in this hall. You are gathered here has given a testament to the importance of this conclave. I remain ever indebted to our amiable Vice Chancellor, Professor Okechukwu Esimone, a fellow of the Academy of Sciences, who is unavoidably absent with us. Just yesterday, he was chairing the Senate. By midnight, he has been summoned to Abuja to answer a call from a federal minister, but he is ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor J.I. Ikechebe. Thank you so much. Please pass on our thank you to the Vice Chancellor for giving us this honor and privilege to mount this Conclave on Sustainable Development 2024. The United Nations, our attention was drawn, and there was a call to action in 1972, consequent upon the environmental ravage associated with increased industrialization in the developed world. The ICPD, the International Conference on Population and Development, which held in Cairo in 1994, brought in a human rights aspect to development, and that informed the Millennium Development Goals, MDG. MDG has metamorphosed into Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. Indeed, leveraging on the base of the MDGs, the wisdom of the United Nations once again became clearly manifest, keeping the nations of the world on their toes through commitment to responding to the SDG. As we have informed, there are 17 goals, 169 targets, and 232 indicators. And this is resting on 5 main pillars, the 5 major P's of SDG. And what are the pillars? People, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnerships. In a layman's language, sustainable development is simply put as referring to us that we should use today's resources in a manner that does not jeopardize or compromise the use of these resources by future generations. This year, 2024, marks the beginning of the second lab in the implementation of the United Nations Agenda of 2030. At this Nnamdi University, the Center for Sustainable Development, SDG, is the prime center in this institution, a center to behold, a center to be emulated. We can make bold to say that. Our core mission is to provide a transdisciplinary platform for each institution to engage in issues of sustainable development, respond to the growing demands of education, research, and innovation. Specifically, we are tasked in this center to undergo activities in the areas of SDG. And what have we done in the center? We broke ourselves into 6 thematic groups, covering all the faculties in the university. Professors, associate professors, senior lecturers, all fall into these thematic groups. Essentially, we have 6 thematic groups. Number 1 group is on environmental sustainability and climate change. Number 2 is on food security and poverty eradication. The 3rd thematic group is on sustainable energy and decarbonization. The 4th group is looking at areas of education and health issues. The 5th group is centered on issues of governance, gender, equity, inclusion, justice, peace, and security. The last but not the least thematic group looks at issues of infrastructures, sustainable cities, and resilient communities. Within the last 1 year, the center can make bold to say that we have really mounted activities and programs. We have published, we have a publication of the Nnamdi book series within the 3rd series, which was titled Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Research for Sustainable Rural Development. We went ahead to mount a grant writing workshop with a team building the foundation for fundraising success for sustainable development goals research. We also, through the sponsorship of the United Nations, mounted a university-wide debate last year to look at whether the attainment of Agenda 2030 by the UN under the ravage of COVID-19, whether it was going to be a possibility or just a mere mirage. We have also developed postgraduate courses, 9 of them, all of which are in the Senate waiting for approval for the center to mount postgraduate programs in the areas of sustainable development. We are also in collaboration with a Cameroon-based non-governmental organization called Global Climate Smart Agriculture Youth Network. Last year, some of you who attended our summit, the first ever Southeast Regional Summit on Sustainable Development, will agree with me that it was really a huge success. We have also established the West African Journal on Sustainable Development. This conclave is about the major activity we are having this year. It's a flagship program from the University High Center of Sustainable Development. This conclave is envisaged to bring together and has indeed brought together members of the academia, politics, leaders of thought, civil societies, women groups, students, to discuss aspects of achieving sustainable development goals in the state, in the southeast geopolitical zone of the country, towards contributing to the attainment of SDGs in Nigeria. As all know, this company started yesterday with our dignitaries arriving from all over the country, Abuja, Lagos, and so forth. We all know the team: resilient futures, thriving communities, focusing on well-being through sustainable strategies. A major aim of this conclave is to foster the advocacy of the United Nations new agenda for peace in Nigeria. Today we are going to have a panel of discussants looking at various aspects of our SDG. And luckily for us, all our panelists are here present in blood and in flesh. The conclave will also feature presentation of tokens to deserving, prominent, distinguished ladies and gentlemen in our society who have contributed in excellent ways to sustainable development in the country. I would like to use this golden opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to bring to our consciousness peculiar and felt need of Mind Center, the Center for Sustainable Development. I will call on our benefactors to please quickly come to our rescue. We are currently tenants in the building that was donated to the university by a former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in the person of Dr. Alex Ekweme of blessed memory. I would want to plead and beg for our benefactors seated here in the hall, I know you can do it, to help us have an accommodation of our own, where most of our initiatives will be able to come to fruition. I want to acknowledge and thank in a very profuse manner the support we have gotten from the United Nations of Nigeria. The ICT in this auditorium has disappointed us today, and I will call on the chairman of ASU, please do something about this projector. We wanted to show you some of the activities we have done with the United Nations of the Nigerian office. Matthias Schmel last year spoke to us. The International Labour Organization was also here present. The International Office of Migration partnered with us. The International UN on Drugs, their office also are in partnership with us. UNFPA are all our partnership in progress. So we are very much grateful to these UN organizations. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I want to warmly welcome all of you, especially our dignitaries. You people really surprised me. I didn't know the turnout was going to be this much. I say a big thank you and welcome to all of you. Thank you. You have done the university proud. I am indeed grateful to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Professor Doni Echendo Ademan is truly a total reflection of a meticulous balance of brain and beauty. Please put your hands together again for that. Thank you, that was beautiful. Thank you very much, the director. Please permit me to welcome Professor Celia Eme, we welcome you. Professor Tozi, we welcome you. Professor Kiru Meludo, immediate past the Faculty of Agriculture, we welcome you. The director of, we also welcome Professor Elio Nonyalo. Professor Elio Nonyalo is the district governor-elect of Rotary International District 9142. We welcome you. No. We also welcome Simon Idoko from Kachi Group. Asian Educational Research and Regulatory. You are here, we welcome you. We welcome Ms. Chioma Metu from the Kachi ES to CEO, the Executive Assistant to the CEO. We welcome you. We also welcome Ms. Ada Okwesa from Kachi as well, Kachi Group Media Communication Department. We welcome all of you. Madam Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I wish to call on the Vice Chancellor of our great university, Professor Charles Okechukwu Esimone, ably represented today by the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Administration, Professor Joseph E. Ketchum. He is a professor of
ably represented by Mrs. Zifi Nanchi, Right Honorable Abbas Tajiki, ably also represented by Honorable Professor Bayaroda Nanchi. Is it a coincidence or a planned? You are welcome to the university. The Royal Father of the Day, our own Royal Majesty, Dr. Gibson Moose, will be represented by Engineer Benjamin Okoye, the Prime Minister of Oka Kingdom. All the distinguished guests, panelists, awardees, our own professors, deans, directors, heads of department. I can also see all the cabinet chiefs and like all the two Muaga or Neaga or Ziumu or Nea, let me not Umuaga of Waka Kingdom. They are here in their very colorful attire, and we welcome you very well to Nnamdi Azikiwe University, and all the relatively heads of state banks across Anambra State. I can also see them in their very beautiful black suit and red tie corporate presentation. You are all welcome to Nnamdi Azikiwe. Great Zikites. You are still sleeping. Greatest Nigerian students. That is good. It's my pleasure this afternoon now to present to you the address of our Vice Chancellor. The Vice Chancellor is unavoidably absent because of a call of duty, and I am honored this afternoon to present his address to this honorable house. And this is the address of the Vice Chancellor of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Professor Charles Okechukwu Esimone, FAS, at this opening ceremony of the Conclave on Sustainable Development, organized by our own Center for Sustainable Development, led by Professor Eche Adema. I am honored to welcome you all to this conclave in collaboration with the United Nations, Nigeria with the team, Resilient Futures, Private Communities Focus. It is a delight to say a special welcome to the chairperson of this event, Her Excellency Mrs. Adejoke, Special Assistant to the President of Sustainable Development Goals, and the Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Highness Dr. Gibson Mosu, as also the second of Oka Kingdom. I recognize the galaxy of Foundation, and Dr. Mrs. Adora Moj, OON, Deputy Managing Director, Zenith Bank, also represented, Dr. Kate Isai, the CEO, Kachi Group of Companies, Dr. Nkiru Clementina Okwoji, geriatric nurse practitioner, Penn Valley, Pennsylvania, USA. Dr. Nega Dora, a consultant cardiologist from University of Nigeria, Teaching Hospital Enugu, and Mr. Jason Agbola Remwan, Anambra State Director, Department of State Security Services. I greet this impressive constellation of our illustrious special guests and awardees, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Adolu Ebatukun, ably also represented here, the Director General of State Security Services, Abuja, Mr. Yusuf Magachi Bichi, also ably represented, Honorable Raji Tasia Olawale, the Chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on SDGs, and our own Honorable Obi Lilian Urugu, Chairperson of the House Committee on Corporate Social Responsibility, Honorable Paul Chukwugu, Minority Whip, and Chairman Anambra State House of Representatives, Anambra State House of Assembly Committee on SDG, Mr. Nonso Koye, MD and CEO, Oracle Furnitures Nigeria Limited, Abuja, and Chief Moses Elijuba, CEO Moses Smart Nigeria Limited. And by no means the least, I salute also the co-host, Mr. Mohammed Mokfor, the United Nations President and Humanitarian Coordinator in Nigeria. Let me through him also thank the entire United Nations for its collaboration with our Center for Sustainable Development, and importantly, for keeping the lead for sustainable development in global consciousness. Today, sustainable development is high on the agenda of particularly industrialized nations, driven by the enduring efforts of the United Nations. I therefore consider that it may not be out of place to trace the genesis of SDGs as far back as the late 18th and the early 19th centuries. There have been some concerns as to whether the Earth's limited resources will be able to keep on sustaining the ever-increasing population of the world. From this nascent fear, emerged the awareness that there is a relationship between economic development and human environment, going beyond the availability of resources and production to encompass the possible negative impacts of the carefree exploitation of those resources on our environment. Today, unfortunately, as manifested in pollution, air pollution, water pollution, even pollution of our land, deforestation, we're also witnessing deep desertification, global warming, the ozone layer depletion, leading to climate changes. However, it was only in 1972 at the United Nations Conference on Human Development that the ideal sustainable development was broached, with an agreement that development and environment could be managed in mutual beneficial ways. Following this, the United Nations Brundtland Commission, in its 1987 report, defined the SDG as the development that meets the need of the current generation, without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In the wake of this, the United Nations' 1992 Conference on Environment and Development, termed the Rio Earth Summit, posited that SDGs should become a priority item in the agenda of the international community, and recommended that the SDGs should address holistically the issues of economic development, environmental protection, and social inclusion. It was from these beginnings and through a series of subsequent meetings that the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals were articulated in 2012 and subsequently updated in 2016. In response to this global awareness on the imperative for sustainable development, Nnamdi Azikiwe University instituted its own Center for Development, Sustainable Development, to contribute its own quota to national and international efforts in this direction. And from the foregoing, the theme of this conclave, Resilient Future, Thriving Communities, focusing on well-being through sustainable strategies. It can be placed in proper perspective. How can today's communities flourish? How can we attain prosperity? How can we thrive? And that is achieve well-being. And as a corollary, without jeopardizing the ability of future generations to meet their challenges of economic development, the environmental protection, and social inclusion. Without working towards also achieving well-being. And that is the proposal as regards sustainable development, and what we are able to do will increase. It's on that note that I welcome you to Nnamdi Azikiwe University and also declare this conclave open to the glory of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. God bless you and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. That was a wonderful presentation by the Vice Chancellor. We thank you, and we thank you again and again. Madam Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I respectfully invite Speaker of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria, in Education, to please come forward for brief remarks. Thank you.
Traditional rulers, SDG, presidential representatives here present, the honorable professors here present, and other academia, security chiefs here present. Ladies and gentlemen, may I stand on the existing protocol? I'm here is to present the remark by Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, Speaker, House of Representatives, on this occasion of the conclave on sustainable development by the Center for Sustainable Development, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka. I'm profoundly delighted for the opportunity given to me by the special guest to give the special guest of honor and an award recipient on this special occasion of the conclave on sustainable development organized by the Center for Sustainable Development of this great university, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, in partnership with the United Nations United Nations, may I take this rare privilege to pay tribute to one of the illustrious founding fathers of our nation and the elder statesman, the late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the Owele of our nation, whose name this university proudly bears. And I have no doubt that this university will continue to sustain the well-cherished legacies of nationalism and Pan-Africanism. I sincerely thank the Vice Chancellor of the Charles for Estimone, fellow academic of science, for the kind invitation and also for being gracious to considering me worthy of this honor. Their work will no doubt inspire me and my colleagues in the International Assembly to remain committed, unwavering, and focused on a quest for sustainable national development. Let me also congratulate Professor H.N. Dolly and the Director of the Center for Sustainable Development for the efforts put into organizing this program. I also wish to thank and commend the United Nations in Nigeria for being awarded numerous ways. Vision 2020, 2007-2011, Professor Agenda 2011-2015, and the Economic Recovery and Group Plan 2016-2017. However, there is a consensus among scholars and government experts that whereas the program were well designed, their impact on the economic landscape was disappointingly very minimal. With a huge population of over 200 million people, high population growth rate, decreasing economic growth, reduced revenue generation due to oil theft and other criminal activities, high inflation, and estimated 7 million Nigerians of attaining these national development goals. These situations have been attributed to a number of factors, which include overdependence on the monocultural oil economy, low process of democratization, loss of moral and economic values, and corruption among others. Of these corruption to be the pain of Nigeria's march to development. However, it is gratifying to know that the administration led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ECFR, clearly understands this challenge and has so far demonstrated uncommon courage and determination to reset Nigeria's trajectory towards attaining its national development goal. The 8-point agenda presents the renewed hope agenda of the president encapsulates the key elements that are pivotal to the achieving sustainable goal. According to the president, the renewed hope agenda of his administration is defined by our commitment to unleashing our country's full economic potential by focusing on job creation, access to finance for small and large businesses, inclusiveness, the rule of law, and the fight against hunger, poverty, and corruption. As can be seen, the Renewed Hope agenda also aligns with the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) of the United Nations, which Nigeria is committed to achieving. Distinguished guests, we must acknowledge that the economic policies currently being implemented by the Tinubu administration seeks to diversify the economy and reduce dependence on oil for revenue, and also to attract investment into the sector by unlocking about $10 billion fresh investment through the fiscal incentive for non-associated gas, midstream and deep water oil and gas development. Other areas of priority include tax reform, which aim to limit the taxes collected without negatively affecting government revenue. According to the President, all these have the same objective: to reduce government interference with the commercial imperatives of businesses in the country, so that businesses based here can be competitive and focus on their core objective of economic growth through innovation and trade. The House of Representatives and the National Assembly at large is determined to support the economic policies and programs of the Tinubu administration by engaging with stakeholders on laws governing finance, tax, and oil source sectors of the economy, with the objective of stimulating positive reforms. The recent legislative retreat organized by the House of Representatives is in line with this objective. The retreat focused on tax reform and modernization and review of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021. The overarching objective was to discuss and identify concrete legislative strategies for economic transformation. Beyond the retreat, we will continue to support the administration in diverse ways that ensure that policies and initiatives are diligently implemented to steer our economy towards recovery, growth, and sustainable development. Let me at this juncture also commend the administration for fighting corruption frontally and for the desire to enthrone the principles of transparency and accountability in our governance system. The corruption perception of Nigeria over the years has done some irreparable damage to our national image. This negative perception must change. We will therefore effectively deploy our lawmaking powers to enact laws that will strengthen resource governance mechanisms in addition to revitalizing our oversight duties to ensure the resources allocated for development purposes are properly utilized as approved in the Appropriation Act. We are also looking at reviewing the Freedom of Information Act 2011 to strengthen its compliance and redress mechanism and effectively empower Nigerians to be able to demand accountability from those entrusted with the management of our resources. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, please to note that this topic on sustainable development is coming at a time when the administration is striving to move the country in the direction of sustainable development and sustainable growth. Resilience, features, and thriving communities are imperative, but can only be possible through the implementation of deliberate and sustainable development strategies. I therefore expect that this important meeting will recommend realistic, pragmatic, and implementable strategies that will support the efforts of the Tinubu administration to achieve sustainable development in Nigeria. As a legislator, your recommendation will serve as vital input into our administration as we enact laws that will support and complement the efforts of the administration. In concluding my remarks, let me again thank the Vice Chancellor and his management for organizing this important discourse and for the honor of conferring an award on me. For whatever reason you have found me worthy of this award, it is because I have enjoyed tremendous support and cooperation of my colleagues who are passionately committed to the peace, unity, and development of our great country. It is therefore my honor and privilege to dedicate this award to all my honorable colleagues. Lastly, I thank you for your kind attention. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
CFR, Director General of State Security Service of Nigeria, ably represented today by Dr. Peter Afnani. PNL. Please put a hand together.
Panel, it's called a panel. as you will observe, to us in creating resilient and prosperous society. So please let's put our hands together for her once more. Next we have Dr. Kate Ikechikisa. She is the CEO, Kachi Group of Companies. Please, you're welcome, ma'am. You're welcome. Please, let's put our hands, let's make it more resound, let's make it more resound. Thank you. Thank you. So just a little bit, like a two-line about her. It's important to know that her expertise in science, education, and technological innovation underscores the importance of laying the groundwork for sustainable development through education and innovation. Whatever we're doing here is because we all had some background in science education, and based on that, we are now applying it to become innovators. So her expertise here will be helpful and will be pivotal in shaping future generations really for years to come. Next, we have somebody that, it's interesting to note that we went to the same school and now we're on the same panel. I'm glad to see you here. Dr. Neka Udora, UNTH, a consultant cardiologist from UNTH Enugu. Please let's put our hands together for her. Please, you can put our hands together more. The work is long, so let's encourage everyone panelists there. Thank you. Thank you. So it's important to know that her focus here should be focusing on mental health wellness, and this is crucial for sustainable communities. I used to have, or I still have a colleague who would jokingly say the reason why he did not come to work or couldn't perform optimally was because he wasn't feeling well. And then when you look at him physically, you wouldn't see anything wrong with him. But he would jokingly say, remind me of the WHO definition of health, and tell me to check assess his mental health. So this role that she's playing here is important, very important for sustainable communities, because if we have people with good, optimal mental health, and these are members of the community, then they will have meaningful contributions towards ensuring that development in the communities is sustained. Now, her strategies for cultivating positive mental health underscore the importance of holistic well-being in sustainable development effort. Last, but not last, actually, we also have Mr. Adeshina A. Bolarinwa. He is the Anambra State Director of Security. Please let's put our hands together for him. Welcome, sir. Can we continue with a round of applause, please? Please, can we continue? Let's not get tired. Thank you. Last but not the least, we have someone online with us all the way from Pennsylvania in the United States of America. And barring any technological hitches, we believe that she would make her presentation and hopefully join this panel. She is Lady Claire N. She is Lady Claire N. Okorji, a geriatric nurse practitioner or an adult gerontologist practicing in Pennsylvania, United States of America. So let's put our hands together for her. Thank you, we appreciate you, thank you. Okay, so we're going to start off with 10 minutes presentation. Pardon us please for a short I mean, because we still have to discuss. And the first person presenting will be Mrs. Nkiru Kingsley Oswala. She will be representing, like I said, the Dr. Flora Mwaji, presenting on responsive investments and financial management, planning care for sustainable well-being and development. Please let's put our hands together for her.
Good afternoon, everyone. For want of time, please, I would like to stand on the existing protocol as I quickly present a paper on responsive investment and financial management and care for sustainable development. I have an introduction. It's self-explanatory. It talks about sustainable development, what the principles are, the 17 sustainable development goals, and then of course our blueprint for sustainable development. Now, let me just go into the responsive investments, what they refer to, and of course the relationship between responsive investments and financial management. Responsive investments at its core is about more than just financial returns. It represents a fundamental shift in mindset, a realization that our actions as investors have far-reaching implications beyond the bottom line. The bottom line here we are referring to, of course, profits of institutions. It entails assessing the environmental, social, and governance performance of companies or projects and actively seeking opportunities that align with sustainable development goals. We at Zenith have fully integrated environmental, social, and governance principles into our credit and investment making processes with the aim of encouraging responsive investments in various sectors of the economy. We ensure that our credit customers that they comply with the minimal local legislation such as Environmental Impact Assessment Act, the National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency Act, the Factories Act, and of course the Employee Compensation Act, among others. We also internationally established standards and guidelines such as those that are set by the World Bank, the IFC, and the rest of them. Responsive investments are effective to address critical areas such as healthcare, education, and energy, all of which are aligned with several sustainable development goals. In driving SDG 3, the academic staff union of this university. I don't know if it's done anywhere else, but I'm really impressed. And the cleanliness and and it's just beautiful. You don't see, and I understand he's done a lot of things for this university. He's not here, but his able representative is here, and I just want to say I am really grateful for the opportunity to be here. Not being a politician, I'm going to have to plead with you all to allow me to stand on all the protocols. Okay, looks like my presentation. It doesn't, you won't appreciate it without saying it because most of it is just pictorial. But it looks like it's not going on. So when you look at my face, I'll tell you what I have. Africa. I am starting with the state of education, not just in Nigeria but in Africa, because I am told I understand that every fourth black person is a Nigerian. So whatever happens in Nigeria reverberates across the black race all over the world, not just Africa, but the Cameroonians as well. So let's talk about Africa. Africa is the second largest continent in the world. If all black people across the world begin to collaborate together, we will be a bigger trading bloc than any other trading bloc in the world. Problem is we're all fractionated. We have francophone, anglophone, and all of that, and that is limiting what we can do. And the aftermath of colonialism has left us unable and incapable of taking our lives and our future in our hands and doing the right thing. But we need to wake up. If we don't, we are finished. We need to wake up. Africa's current population is around 1.2 billion people. It is projected to reach about 1.7 billion in 2030, when our millennial development goals will be realized in Nigeria. By the grace of God, everything we do is by the grace of God around here. It is projected that by the year 2060, Africans will constitute 50% of the global workforce. Keep this number, because that is very important. By the year 2060, African population, Africans will constitute 50% of the global workforce. This Africa's young population is a major asset. But it calls for serious top-level strategic and coordinated plans to articulate policies and effectively channel resources to develop them sustainable impact. You would have been seeing pictures of Africans. I have a quote here. Okay, my topic is ensuring science, education, and productive well-being, ensuring the basis for technological innovation and sustainability. My name is Katie Sa, as I was introduced, and I am the founder and the chief executive officer of the Kachi Group, comprising of Kachi Company Limited, 35 years on April 21 this year. Delta Plus Diagnostic is based in Warri, testing molecular genetic and medical diagnostic lab, and seeing the gap in the science landscape in Nigeria. Equipping laboratories across the country for over, maybe at that time, 3 years. We saw the gap and the need for an independent analytical lab, where that is internationally accredited, so the results can never be contested by anybody anywhere in the world, in order to help our local manufacturers to be able to export without rejection, especially into the Africa trading bloc, Africa continental trade area that you could not export into unless it is made in your country. So you can't import and then export. So we need to prepare. If we don't, they will trump us here. So seeing that need, we set up a lab, an independent analytical lab that is internationally accredited. It is in Ikeja. We invite all of you to come see. We have genomic, forensic, molecular lab, and we have analytical lab where we test food, drugs. We are presently testing drugs for the United Nations. These are drugs they used to export abroad. They are bringing them to our research. We're testing for Cadbury, Coca-Cola, multinationals. They don't send their samples abroad. They send them to us because they trust us. And that's what my dad was saying. You don't think about government and everything. Government can't do everything. When you see a gap, go about filling it. If everybody does what they can, where they are, this country will work. Light will shine. I have a quote that I take all the time, and I wish it could have been big, but it can't. It says, only Nigerians, and let me say by extension, Africans, will invest their lives and resources to innovate and invent products and services that will solve our unique problems. This quote is from a woman called Dr. Kate Ikechi-Isa, and that's what I believe. I'm going to rush. I have 5 minutes left. Science education in Nigeria is not working. It's dysfunctional. Curriculum that's based on analog, madam, really, in 2024. Analog curriculum in a digital world. Are we teaching scientists? Let me tell you, the man who does my fake eyelashes had first class in biotechnology in the University of Lagos, where I also got my first degree. And the only reason he goes from home to home, this young man, fixing lashes on women's eyes, is because he didn't engage science in the university where he went there. Because 2-1 is smart, but he didn't engage science, so I asked him, I said, are you satisfied? He said he's making a lot of money. He makes over $1 million a month. And his classmates can't even join 200 together in 1 month. I said, that's enough for you. Of course it is. He's not counting all the future building it to himself. But it's not his fault. It's the fault of our nation, our policymakers. Since the year 2000, I have pursued every Minister of Education, begging them to update, modernize science curriculum in this country. We won't stop. Recently, they dragged me to become the president of Scientific Products Association of Nigeria. I was saying no until I realized this is a bigger platform. I'm going to step on it, drag all my people, and we'll go fighting. We must modernize the science curriculum in this country. We must digitize. We must be digitized. We can't go anywhere with analog curriculum for science in this country or anywhere else. We have outdated curriculum, we have lack of adequate teacher training, we have limited funds, and we have inadequate talent management and succession plans. I'm reading what they wrote for me to read. But you see, I was very impressed with you. Actually, when the chairman, my sister representing the chairman, she was reading the speech. Excuse my voice. I'm not going to get. She was reading the speech, but when she was talking from her heart, the passion came out. My colleagues wrote the speech for me, the presentation. But I'm going to read some of it, but I'm going to tell you what I really believe and what I think. You will know the difference. I was also impressed by the social system, security, the SS. He didn't have a speech. He spoke from his heart, and it was spot on. It's topical. Let's use something. We have people, Nigeria has people. Going forward, science is the foundation for achieving SDGs. Everybody can agree. The moderator said it. We're here with science and technology. We're going nowhere. Put art into it. It's okay, the designs are important. But science and technology, those are foundation for development, and we can't play with them. We can't play with them. There are some other stories that my colleague got from the internet. I think you talked about all these pillars of the SDG, and she has them here, but you can't see, so let's just go. You already spoke about it. Science informs a productive society. She says innovation and entrepreneurship, science is there. Workforce preparedness, science is bedrock. Global competitiveness, science is important. Informed decision making, science is needed. Critical thinking and problem solving and technological advancement, you can't go far without science. And what are we saying? We say we should really take seriously strategies to enhance science education in Nigeria. And I would say let's start with upgrading the curriculum. Madam, I'm coming to Abuja. And your latest wahala. We will go and change that policy. We will update the curriculum. It can't be analog, let me tell you. I fought. From 2000, every minister went after that. Then when they catch revision, they want to do it, they are removed. One man, I forgot his name, permanent secretary. I went to him and said, okay, this thing is not okay. We need to upgrade this in Ministry of Education. We need to upgrade this policy. And he said yes, sent me to his people, but the people didn't catch the vision like he did. And then they wrote me a letter, and they wrote us a letter catching. Oh, we're not doing any contract now. When we want to do contract, we'll call you. When we looking for contract, update the curriculum, forget your contracts already. We don't even really, most of our customers are international oil companies. So please, we're not looking for bouncing banners and petri dishes. We did it, he told me, do it like this again. I did the same story. I went to him once, he said to me, are you participating in the bid? I said no. Oh, go and buy the bid documents. I couldn't about the bid documents. We opened the same things they used to teach me 100 years ago when I was in secondary school. It's what we believe that I should supply to schools today. I went to my son, you can't use this one to updated science curriculum. This is not working for us. You can't get the scientists, the researchers, innovators you need to build this nation on analog foundation. It won't work. So we need to do something about the curriculum. And from there, training teachers, educational STEM, scientific and science, technology, engineering, and math. The pedagogy will help here. I'm going to round up now because my time is up. So what does CACHI do? CACHI We had a department, Simon is here, that is driving STEM initiative. I'll tell a little story around the STEM. We started to talk to, a donor was approached to donate money to the school, and that's what we do a lot. They were doing founders. I had access to this donor. I said, no, it's an oil company. I said, no, don't donate any money. Give them science. So that donor gave the money to build a 5-stream science complex. That donor had given the money to build that some kind of complex in federal secondary school, Kogi, maybe 10 years before. It cost $X. Ijebu Muslim School came calling. That donor gave money to build and equip 5-stream science complex. It cost 1/3 of what was used 10 years before to equip that analog school in Kogi. So digital is cheaper, much, much cheaper, like 1/3 of what is being spent now. So that was functional. The Ogun State governor was Ijebu, came and commissioned it. And we didn't going to stop. So we went up to Lagos State. Since the federal was taking too long, let's go from state to state. We went to Lagos State. Oh, they said, the US government is helping them with STEM. They already had a governor's assistant to STEM. And she was asking the website, I was like, they get it. She said, well, they're donating STEM equipment to them. I thought they had spoken to that person in the US commercial service, trying to get them to sponsor curriculum upgrade in Nigeria so that government doesn't need to bring money. And he told me that's not their focus. So, what are they doing for you? Oh, they donated robotics. I said, oh, that's what they donated to you. That is finished science, that extracurricular toys. Let your children play with it after school. But we're talking core curriculum based on STEM, modern digital curriculum. So they saw the Ogun School, and they decided to do a pilot of 2 schools. We are currently training their teachers on it, and if it works, they want to deploy it across their state. Give a shout out to Lagos State. They are progressive, they are forward thinking, and they say things can be done. So that's what we're talking about. Science done right. Educational policy must come from the top. But little people are doing what they can. University of Nigeria and Sugar has a STEM teaching lab also that was approved by the President of President Buhari many years ago. I have pictures here you can see. So I'm going to just round up. Tell you to come visit our lab, our annual accredited lab based in Ikeja. I was telling people here, your researchers who send samples abroad, it will be cheaper for you to send them to Ikeja, and you'll get world-class results. And I have some of my colleagues here, they can follow up with you. Finally, I have a friend here that I wanted to invite you with. Oh, it's up there. So that's the Jebu school. But we almost done. Go to Jebu school, yeah? And that's Simon right there. In that Jebu school. Go up and go on, just keep going right. Go, keep going. Go one more, keep going. Go to our future. Go to our future. Keep going. Down. Go to the end. Yeah, this is catching up. That's the lab. Go down. This is in Nigeria. Everything here was installed by engineers, maintained by engineers, training done by engineers. Well, keep going, go down. Go to the end, please. Go to where we have the future, please. Yes, stop there. That's our future. We've done the groundbreaking. We're building a factory that will house manufacturing of appropriate lab equipment and consumables in Nigeria. We are working on all that will have training institute for laboratory analysis, so that when they finish going to university where there are no equipment, they will come, we will onboard them and show them how those HPLC and GCNA and genetic Quant Studio and what is the sequencers, how they work. And we also have conferences and things like that. So that's the future. And if you go to the next one, that's the end of it. Go to the next one. So in the spirit of leave no one behind, I want to say thank you. I want to say Dan. I want to say shit. I want to say Nagode. I like leave no one behind. Let us be inclusive. Let's do these times how we help everybody to live well and enjoy the gift of life that God gives. Thank you so much for your attention.
Can we put our hands together once again for That was a very passionate presentation, and that passionate and inspiring. And she was presenting several things. There were several things that came out from the presentation. One is that innovation is usually born out of the need to provide solutions on identified gap. And in her presentation, she identified some key gaps. In one of them, one sound one is the outdated level of our science curriculum. And while she was presenting, my mind was thrown back to when the director of the Center for Sustainable Development was giving her welcome speech. She mentioned that one of the drivers of sustainable development is the people. And when we talk about the people, we talk about the products of science development. I myself, if you want to marry that with the last statement of Dr. Katie Hechizla saying leave no one behind, you find out that many products of science education in Nigeria are really feeling left behind. Because by the time you try to converse with your peers from other countries across the globe, or you're thinking of global opportunities, you find out that except you do the extra by yourself, except you do the extra, basically, you feel you can't really meet up. But we thank God for what the university is doing at the moment. We thank God for, the virtual media and several access. We believe that one of the outcomes of this conclave will be that the representatives from Abuja will take it back, and then we take it back, and several other drivers will join her. We don't want her to be the lone voice and screaming for advancement of our science curriculum. We pray that most of the partners, Zenith Bank, those with the big wigs, the big money will continue so that we'll have a much more coordinated push towards advancing our science curriculum. So we want to move on. Next we have Dr. Nneka Udora, the consultant cardiologist from University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital in Enugu. Like I said, she's going to be presenting on
Thank you very much, Charlie. Thanks very much. Okay, I understand we don't have time here. I will be standing on the existing protocol, and I will talk a bit on, like she said, trending topic. So I will be talking about sudden death syndrome. I can stop and die. If I continue this, I must give honor to whom honor is due. Having graduated from this great institution, which I'm so proud of. And sitting amidst this is also my father in Latin, Professor J.R.P. Andilman, and his amiable wife. I've never forgotten what they did for me. My first presentation as a 15 medical student, she pushed me to present that research publication at the conference, and that presentation actually led me to Abuja to present as a 15 medical student. So somehow, I got that foundation from him. And Prof, I never disappoint, I will never disappoint. Thank you very much. Now, if we talk about sudden death syndrome, what is it? And a slump and die. When we say slump and die, I think it makes more sense. Because this is something I know everybody here we can tell or we or somebody you know that knows somebody that has been a victim of this, what we're talking about today. This is something that can support all ages. So it's not about, I am young, I am 20, I am 18, I am 19. It doesn't concern me. It concerns everybody. It's not something that happens to people who are healthy or who are in the middle age. It is something that also concerns adolescents and young adults. Just about, I think it was in February this year, a young girl, 25 years, went for a dance class. And of course, she's not come back from that dance class. She was said to have slumped and of course died. A 25-year-old. And just about 2 weeks ago, I don't want to believe it, a resident of mine, a doctor under my training, got a registrar actually, in the department of medicine. President is something I look at just think. You know, when we look at all these things and the risk classification, we don't expect a 35-year-old black in this environment to come down with something looking like coronary artery disease. I didn't want to believe it when I saw the disease, but okay, fine. Maybe it is not atherosclerotic. When we start atherosclerotic to me, has the lipids actually mean cholesterol deposits within the arteries, within the blood vessels. That's what. Okay? So I didn't want to believe it until we sent for a coronary angio, and here it was. It was actually cholesterol deposits within a 35-year-old young doctor. It was unbelievable. It wasn't a congenital thing. So it goes along with it what we are talking about and what we are about to discuss. And if we can remember during the AFCON World Cup, at least what we can recall, 4 Nigerians were said to have died because they were watching match, or because they had watched match, because the deaths occurred during when they were watching matches or after the match. And one begins to wonder, when has watching football become a death sentence? This goes to show us how healthy are we as a nation. It goes to tell how unhealthy we might be. We think we are healthy really, but we're really not doing much to sustain that well-being to ensure we don't come down with it. This is something affecting the workforce we have in this country. So by way of introduction, we mean, when we see there's slump and time, we mean death occurring from natural causes, usually happening within 1 hour of onset of symptoms. In that case, it doesn't give any sign. It's something that once it is. If something is not done, it becomes something that the victim may never come back from. It's usually within 1 hour. So when we mean natural causes, we mean it's either caused from the cardiac. When I say cardiac, it means it's from the heart. Cardiac means heart. Or probably it's from stroke, or probably it's heart death, meaning it's happening in infants. But for the sake of this, somebody probably in the evening and the person went to bed, and in the morning the person could not wake up. It's a sudden death because the death was unwitnessed. So when we extend the definition to 24 hours, as you can see on the screen, let's have the other picture. So if we extend that to 24 hours, the percentage actually drops. Now, for us to better understand what we are talking about, I had 2 pictures, the first, the second picture, so we can understand what I'm talking about. There's no way I can talk about this and the rest understand what I'm talking about without showing you the picture. Unfortunately, the second picture has disappeared because I wanted to show you what the heart muscles are like. The heart is a muscle consisting of, it supplies blood to other parts of the body, but it also has its own blood supply. Those blood supply are what we call the coronary arteries. I will be using it interchangeably because when we say coronary risk factors, it still means cardiovascular risk factors, it still means risk factors, that can give rise to coronary artery disease, which of course is the most common cause of sudden death. The coronary artery disease we're talking about is now something that is not only limited to the elderly people, but also to young adults as well. Okay, now there could be issues with the heart. If there are issues with the muscles of the heart, whether it is big or big, becomes a problem and can lead to sudden death. If there's a blockage to the arteries supplying the heart, we have a problem. Next time. That blockage is usually caused by cholesterol depositing within the vessel. So that's cholesterol. Yes, that's a beautiful picture. So when we have those arteries being blocked by cholesterol, probably originating from maybe due to our diet or method of preparation or food. There's some of us eat well, balanced diet, but the method of preparation is bad. So it's almost like you are not eating healthy actually. So this actually goes to the possibility of arteries, unfortunately I don't have a pointer, that can cause blockage. And when you have blockage within this coronary arteries, it means that that part, this cell that is below where the blockage is, the heart is already dying and cannot pump. Now, if you have a problem with the conducting system, that means, the heart is like, let me use the word that people will understand electricity, or we call it conduction. So the heart is usually conduct velocity before it starts contracting. If there's any problem with that conducting system of the heart, we have a problem. In other words, we say the victim and that has got a cardiac arrest, which is different from heart attack. So when we say heart attack, it means the problem with the vasculature, there's a problem with the blood flow to the heart. And when we say cardiac arrest, it means there's a problem with the conduction systems of the heart. I'm taking time to this explanation because it's going to take me to the risk factors of sudden death. And I think that is where the meat of the matter is. Now, when we look at the risk factors of sudden death, it's something that we can do something about. It is something that if we are very careful with ourselves, we can actually curtail this. And that goes to, yes, something as simple as family history. A lot of us, so unfortunately that, I think because of culture, we don't bother doing autopsy these days. Because anybody who's got a family history, maybe you have anybody who's died for a male, a sudden death below 45 years. The victims, anybody who's had birth in a male less than 45 years is at risk of sudden death. And for a female less than 55 years, is also at risk of sudden death. So that means if anyone has got that history, it just means you just have to take extra care of yourself. You may need to go and check out if there are other issues with the heart. When you look at the heart, it looks normal, but actually when you dig deep into the look of the heart, you find out probably there's really a problem. So that's probably what happened to the young girl who was 25 that actually went for a dance and never came back. So a family history also helps. Then the other risk factors, which is what is very, very worrisome. Diabetes, something like hypertension, a lot of girls are not taking their medication. So people have diabetes, people have hypertension. By the way, the fact that we are black, that our skin is black, makes us at risk of hypertension. Yes, it's a risk factor for hypertension. Sudden death is commoner in males and in blacks, so are also the risk factors. Therefore, it's not about, it doesn't run in my family. No. It may not run in your family, but we know that there might be other environmental factors predisposing an individual to sudden death. It's also not something herbs can take care of. It's something we really have to check and take care of ourselves. So risk factors for sudden death include diabetes, hypertension, a high heart rate, so people naturally have higher rate heart rates, especially for the younger adults. And of course, we know that nobody wants to get fat. Yes, being fat is also a risk factor, and especially if the fat is deposited around the tummy, that is where the problem is. Once the fat deposition is more around the abdomen, or what we call the stomach, becomes a problem. So we really have to be very careful. If anybody is big like that, we really have to do something to get it down. Alright? And of course, cigarette smoking, tobacco smoking, has been found to be fourfold. Anybody smoking is fourfold, risk of sudden death is fourfold in those who smoke cigarettes. And of course, the other ones, high cholesterol, or we call dyslipidemia. These are all risk factors for sudden death. And of course, anybody who's had heart failure or had heart attack, and victims also at risk of sudden death. And of course, consumption, which I also have to stress, especially among youth. We've had a lot of them presenting and D&D. A lot will not want to read. During exams, you take energy drinks and you calm down, chest pain, and you're looking at them, what is it? So, careful. All right, next. Okay, so these are the causes. No, I've just highlighted the commonest causes of sudden cardiac death, which I have said before, which has to do with the coronary blood vessels, when there's a blockade, either because there's cholesterol deposits or because there are other congenital malformations in the coronary artery. That's number one cause. And also, it can be that the victim has had a stroke. Stroke usually is a hemorrhagic type, meaning there's a rupture of the blood vessels within the brain. These sudden death syndrome is commoner in diabetic patients and also in people who's had abnormalities in their what we call ECG. So I think we leave that for the doctors to tackle. So it just means we just have to take care of ourselves. Next. Okay, so apart from the causes, I just tried to show the commonest causes of sudden death according to the age groups. So you can see that as from 30 years up, coronary artery disease remains number one cause. This is something we can do something about. Yes, okay, fine, maybe issues with the myocardium, maybe with the muscles of the heart can give us immune, but that is actually rare. So we cannot say even in young adults, the coronary artery disease remains number one. And it's something we can actually do something about. That is the major. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so apart from the age-specific causes, you can see the next slide is trying to show where we come in. These things do not have symptoms, they do not have signs. It's something that happens suddenly. But in some people, there could be telltale signs. But it's just that the individual has decided not to take care of him or herself. It is not like portion syndrome. That is just what happens. Someone's blood pressure is that high, and he's still saying it is not my portion syndrome. Whose syndrome? Whose portion is it? You know. So when you look at the sudden deaths, I believe the purpose of this lecture is actually to talk about the causes and also what do we do when somebody suddenly collapses. Everybody here should know how to do a CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Because once there's cardiac arrest, the definition is there could be return for circulation if there's help. If we bring out a phone and start a video, we're not helping the victim. But if we can start the CPR, we can actually help the victim. We can actually save a life. And therefore, everybody here should know how to do a CPR. And we're going to show you a video of that. And maybe, if anybody can just help me for the non-doctors here, you can actually say where your pulse is to know whether your heart is beating. So once you place your hands here, you should be able to see whether your heart is beating or not. This is very paramount because if anybody actually has sudden cardiac arrest or sudden death syndrome, you can actually help. One can actually help somebody. It's the meat of the matter as well. So how do we prevent sudden deaths? It can be categorized, but I'll just go to what matters. How can we prevent sudden deaths in the general population? It's all about screening. You know, I've listed the diabetes, the hypertension, the cholesterol abnormalities. There is no way we will know that these things are there if we do not check. We must keep checking. We must keep screening. I do that all the time. Somebody wants to take me, please can you check the blood pressure? Check the person's blood pressure. And tell the person what the blood pressure is. It's something we don't have to pay for. That's when the individual actually knows where he or she is. You cannot tell whether you have diabetes or not if you are not checking. And it's recommended, irrespective of your age, even the younger ones, you can see the medical students out there. check. It is advised that we check our blood pressure, check our sugar at least 2 times in a year. Fortunately, this is May, which is also the May month measurement where we create awareness on hypertension. So I believe if you walk into any cardiologist's office, he or she is going to check your blood pressure for free. So there's no way we'll know that these things are here unless we check and know our numbers. When we know our numbers, we're trying to say, what is our blood pressure readings like? What is our lipids levels? What are our cholesterol? What is our cholesterol levels reading? What is our blood sugar reading like? What is our weight reading? These are things. What is our waist circumference? What is our BMI? These are what we should know. And we should aim to ensure that we are within the normal range. And of course, our lifestyle modifications. Yes, we've got to exercise. Unfortunately, yes, somebody was telling me, oh, yes, somebody was exercising as long-term guide. Yes. Exercise is not something you just start just right away. It's something one takes gradually, you take it, adapt, and over time you can. So you haven't even walked and you already started running. That could be a problem. So one has to exercise to ensure the weight is optimal, and of course, cholesterol reduction, and of course, how much alcohol we also ingest. There has been also histories of people who excessive alcohol, the binge drinking, they go for alcohol competition, and all of a sudden, they slump and die. That's excessive alcohol. Alcohol is a toxin to the plant. And of course, progression, and of course, smoking. Smoking means there's the same risk for the person who is smoking and for the person who is next to the person smoking. So there's something we call active and passive smoking. So if you go for a nice box, somebody is smoking, you're in there in the room. The risk of sudden death is not different between you two. Between the two, the person smoking and the person sitting close to the person smoking, the difference is not too much. And of course, if there has been a diagnosis of one of these cardiovascular risk factors, we should take our medications judiciously. Having been involved in some medical outreaches to several medical outreaches amazes me at the number of people who are not taking their medications, who have hypertension, who have diabetes, and are not taking their medications. And it's not that they cannot buy it, they can buy them. But I just don't, I think we just want to agree now to say that these medications work for 24 hours. So after 24 hours, these medications are no longer working. If nothing is protecting you from any complications of the disease, if you are not taking your medications after the time limit has actually exhausted. So it's not about, yes, diagnosing the disease. It's about taking your medications judiciously and also adhering to these medications. And of course, those who have family history of sudden deaths, of course, there's something we can also do about that. That is where we can implant some devices to actually detect issues with cardiac. Now we're going to play just about 70 minutes video, just to show us what we can do in case somebody stops beside us. Thank you.
The casualty should be lying on their back on a firm surface. There's no need to remove any clothing. Kneel beside them, level with their chest. Tilt the head back to keep their airway open. Lean over the casualty with your arms straight. Place the heel of one of your hands in the center of their chest in line with their nipples. Place the heel of your other hand on top of your first hand and interlock your fingers. Try to keep your hands away from their ribcage so you won't be pressing down on the casualty's ribs. Keeping your arms straight, press down vertically about 4 to 6 centimeters, which is about 1/3 of the depth of the chest. Release the pressure without removing your hands from their chest. Allow their chest to come back up fully. This is one compression before giving the next compression. Compress their chest 30 times at a rate of about twice per second. This is roughly the speed of the Bee Gees song Staying Alive. Give 2 rescue breaths.
Thank you very much. So that's just what we can do to help somebody who has suddenly collapsed. This can actually save a life. Thank you very much.
presentation. Really, sudden death syndrome is something that we should be aware of. We have been taught about the risk factors, we have been taught about what to do. And while she was presenting, something flashed across my mind, and I said, picture this, the loss of investment, both training, finances, when one of the drivers of sustainable development, maybe a young adult, 25 to 35 years, who has been trained appropriately, suddenly slumps and dies. No matter what you have invested in the present, a wise person said that the graveyard is one of the richest places here. So you can see that no matter, even if we change our science curriculum, we do what we need to do, and then we don't take care of our health, basically. And then this becomes, because we are beginning to see an increasing prevalence of this in the society. So if we do not take care of our health, we do not become very responsive and very aware of the risk factors, we do not transition the "it's not my portion" syndrome, then you find out that over a long period of time or in the future, God forbid, people need to stop and die. But I believe that with this presentation, things will begin to change. That when someone slumps around us, we will not pick up our phones as is or was the Nigerian parlance for into video, but rather we would go home, watch a bit more on CPR, be the ones to perform CPR and then intervene, save a life. Thank you so much once again. So we have Mr. Additional Bolarina. Are you ready? Yeah, please let's put our hands together for him as he comes to the podium for his presentation.
I would like to express thanks and appreciation to the director of the center for considering us to be here to talk on this conflict. I would say the issue that we're talking about when we talk about sustainable development, a lot of things that we spoke about have been spoken about by the chairperson, in terms of what it means when we talk about sustainable development, and giving us elaborate definition of what it means. And the speakers before me have spoken extensively on issues that borders on development. Mine are extending the discussion further in thinking about the issue of security. In the modern era, when we talk about security, we see security and development as swapping streams. Now, you can't talk of development, you can't talk of security without talking of development. And this stems from the one time secretary now the popular code that is everywhere we talk about security. Development and security development. So therefore, when we talk about this company that is talking about sustainable development, I would just say it's just focusing about one aspect of security that one aspect of our profession, because that effort, all we work to do is to ensure that we create environment for society to thrive, for society to thrive. When we talk about ejaculating human activities, crime is actions that are against the development of society. So our effort at securing the society is actually an effort at ensuring that there is development in society. So we can only, so development on the other hand, if I talk about providing employment, you can't talk about development when you don't have development, when you have mass unemployment in society. When you talk about development, you have to talk about the society. There is provision of employment. There is improved standard of living of people. When you talk about development, you talk about industrialization, that the workers are able to. When you talk about employment, it's not just employment alone. You talk about people are able to ease the way they do things. When you talk about industrialization, it's talking about making work easy, making life more comfortable, making life convenient. So when we talk about development, so everything we do in terms of security, we try to make and create a conducive environment for the define security, safety of security, is providing a conducive environment for people to go about their normal activities unhindered or inhibited. So I want to talk about environmental conservation or environmental development. These are what are the efforts that are done in environmental development. They are usually done to ensure that there is sustainable development. What are done on this one? First and foremost, we talk in terms of practice of safeguarding. When we talk about safeguarding our natural world, sustainable development, we talk about safeguarding the natural world. What is the natural world? We talk about our forest, we talk about our land, we talk about water, we talk about climate, we talk about everything. So in terms of involvement as security organizations, we don't just go about saying that we offer policies, we offer policy makers, we offer them intelligent input into policy making decisions that ensure that there is improvement in employment in society, that ensure there is improvement in standard of living in society, that ensure that there is minimization of conflict in society, because these are the things that inhibit development. When there are conflicts, when there are people are fighting in society, that's what we say. We cannot talk of security when there is no peace. We cannot talk about development when there is no peace. So when you talk about security, then you talk about development, then you talk about peace. So therefore, in ensuring that there is development in society, we work towards ensuring there is peace. So we get involved in what we call peace building, peace making in society, conflict management, conflict resolution, to ensure that there is a continuous development in society. Now talking about approaches to addressing security challenges in society. The first and paramount approaches that we will consider very is extended plan and coordinated development. If you want vulnerable societies that are vulnerable to either attack or anything, the first and paramount is plan development. When you extend plan development, because we have a concept of plan development, you take into consideration the things that constitute threats to that environment, the things that constitute threats to the society. It's in planning development, when you extend plan development to the society, you find out that the issue of security becomes human. Because a lot of things that you find in our society, that a lot of people are going to crime, that are going to most of the time, in particular in an environment, you find somebody say you receive a threat that, oh, I'm the commander of this and I'm going to deal with you if you don't do this, if you don't do that. What is prompting them to do that? Because they're looking for a cheap way of making money. Because they don't have needs of any money. They don't have work to do. So you can't find somebody who's got work to do, who is getting salary, who is earning income, gets involved in some of these criminal activities. So that is why, as an organization, Department of State Services, we don't see all go about, except for men that are attached to what we call VIP, very important personalities that go on protecting duties. We have the vast majority, about 90% of us are not known, are not seen. And what those 90% that we don't know, that we don't see, what they do intelligence, but to collect information which when put together, when processed in the office, at the back office, produce intelligence that are given to policymakers for them to be able to come out with policies, rules, guidelines that will aid development in society, either in the state, the local government, in the world, in the community, or at the national level. So secondly, we talk about approach to addressing security challenges in the vulnerable environment. It is education of the vulnerable people. When you educate the people, you take a lot of problems away from the society. Education, like I gave instance, some of the things that are related to this environment, issue of threats are going to kill you, commanders are going to deal with you. You find a lot of them. Some of them are far away in Lagos. They are not even close to you to even do you any harm. But because they issue threats, they create fear in people. A lot of people get threatened, a lot of people get scared, a lot of people do a lot of things. But by merely educating some of them, I will come into contact with. Some of them.
We will delve into this further throughout the presentation. In the context of geriatric care, healthy living holds immense significance. By adopting a healthy lifestyle, older adults can stave off chronic diseases, maintain their independence, and enjoy a better quality of life. Our role as geriatric nurse practitioners involve not only treating existing conditions, but also recommendations to meet individual needs and preferences, taking into account any existing health condition. Regular exercise is crucial for maintaining mobility, strength, and fitness in older adults. We will discuss appropriate exercise options and strategies for incorporating physical activity into daily routines. Mental wellness is equally vital, encompassing stress management, cognitive stimulation, and social engagement. Adequate sleep is often overlooked, but plays a critical role in physical and mental health. We will highlight the importance of good sleep, hygiene practices, and strategies for improving sleep quality. Lastly, avoiding harmful substances such as tobacco and excessive alcohol is essential for preserving health and well-being in older adults. Improved physical health. Adopting a healthy lifestyle can reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and certain cancers, while improving overall physical function and mobility. Engaging in regular physical activity, maintaining social connections, and practicing stress management techniques can positively impact mental well-being and cognitive function. Healthy living habits, such as a balanced diet, regular exercise, and avoiding harmful substances can help prevent chronic conditions common in older adults. Healthy living can improve overall well-being, increase independence, and enhance the ability to engage in daily activities and pursue personal interests. Well-being encompasses more than just physical health. is a holistic state that encompasses various dimensions of wellness. As adult geriatric nurse practitioners, we recognize the importance of addressing each aspect of well-being to promote optimal health and quality of life in older adults. Physical well-being involves maintaining good health through proper nutrition, exercise, and chronic disease management. Emotional well-being focuses on cultivating resilience, coping skills, and positive outlook on life. Social well-being emphasizes the importance of meaningful relationships and community engagements. Finally, spiritual well-being involves finding purpose and meaning in life, which can contribute to a sense of inner peace and fulfillment. Sustainability in healthcare is about meeting present needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own. It is achieved through responsible resource use and minimize negative environmental impacts. The healthcare sector has a significant environmental footprint, contributing to greenhouse gas emissions, waste generations, and resource depletion. Embracing sustainable practices is crucial for reducing these impacts and promoting long-term viability. Beyond environmental considerations, sustainability and also has economic and ethical implications. In geriatric care, prioritizing well-being is paramount. By promoting well-being, we can enhance the overall quality of life for older people, enabling them to live independently and meaningfully. Social connectedness plays a crucial role in combating loneliness and isolation, which are prevalent among older adults. As adult geriatric nurse practitioners, we play a pivotal role in addressing the emotional and psychological needs of our patients, helping them navigate life's challenges with resilience and positivity. By recognizing the interconnectedness of well-being and overall health, we can deliver comprehensive care that promotes optimal outcome and enhances the overall well-being of older patients. As adult geriatric nurse practitioner, our approach to promoting well-being in older adults involve a multifaceted strategy. We begin by conducting holistic assessments that delve into not just physical health, but also emotional, social, and spiritual dimensions of well-being. This comprehensive understanding enables us to develop individualized care plans tailored to each patient's unique needs, preferences, and goals. It's crucial to involve patients in decision-making process, respecting their autonomy and preferences. Very important regarding care and lifestyle choices. Creating supportive environments is equally important, whether it's ensuring accessibility, facilitating social engagement, or connecting patients with community resources.
Okay, let's put our hands together for coaching. You might be wondering why we're talking about those age 65 years and above. It's important because it's not just enough to live a fulfilled life up to that age. It's important to live beyond that age, 65, get to 100, possibly if God is on the side, you know, with good quality, not just just with an improved quality of life. As of our health, I had a branch of the teaching hospital, and one of our clinics is on geriatrics. It's a geriatrics clinic, and some of the doctors are here. And so I'm quite familiar with what she's talking about in sustainable development, linking geriatrics to sustainable development. In fact, we have a max in there, which is the one Pologa region. So when these patients come in, we try to get them through to exercise, to ensure that they are quite mobile, because there's a link between mobility and improved mental health. When a geriatric, someone who's above 65 is mobile and active, the person doesn't feel like a burden to the society and is able to contribute more. So this is a very important topic that she has discussed as we have listened. She has discussed as we have listened. Because we're running out of time, we would want to just ask one question to each of the panelists, and it's just a one-word answer. Because we're talking about sustainable development, we want to find out what your favorite sustainable development activity has been. We know you have carried out several, but which one stands out the most to you? So I'll start with Mrs. Kachi by my side.
That's me, new husband, Mrs. Kachi. Abdurazak will come to you for his dowry. I'm from Imo State, by the way, so the dowry is sustainable development, right education to equip our people to do the research, to find the solutions, like cure for cancer, that Oyibo medicine is not doing because the genetic makeup that they base their research on, we are not significantly represented in it. So it's important to educate our children so they can do the research, educate them with the right curriculum, today's science, so they can become the oncology, the researchers that will develop new products, new services that are suitable for Nigeria. You say one sentence, right? A professor, I think it's UNN or maybe UNICEF, found a cure, developed a cure for sickle cell anemia. It's been around forever. Why hasn't anybody, Pfizer, all the big ones, done anything about it? They don't care. It's a black people's disease, so they don't care. Medicine has gotten to personalized level. They are not caring about a lot of things, even the hypertension and the cancer that we're suffering here. They are not caring about it. It's an existential thing now, that we upgrade our curriculum and teach our children with current modern science curriculum so that they can research and find solutions that are suitable for us. And if it works for Nigeria, it's working for all the black people around the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Kate Ikechi. Thank you for your response to that question. Next, we'll have Mrs. Nkiruka Kingsley Oswala. What is your best or your favorite sustainable development contribution? What have you been engaged in towards sustainable development that you like?
Thank you very much, moderator. I would say that would be SDG 3, which is health and well-being. Okay, as a person, I see that if you are not healthy and if you are not physically, and all of that, you won't be able to contribute meaningfully to society. You won't be able to live a life that is worth living. So what I try to do with my colleagues, friends, is to encourage everyone as we listen to our dear cardiologist here. Take good care of yourself. You come first and foremost. If you are not strong and healthy, if you're not in the best frame of mind, best frame of health, you will not be able to contribute your very best to your society, your very best to the workplace, your very best to all of what you possibly do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll ask the same question to Dr. Nek Aldora. I know we both belong to medical women, and we know that we're all about sustainable development projects. So out of the many that we have done, which is your favorite?
Okay, my favorite will be still health. You know, having had so many medical outreaches and being able to detect some risk factors of cardiovascular disease that one would not have detected if we hadn't taken some of the sophisticated machines we had to those people that had not developed. In fact, I was involved in one of them in December, and I was happy, to have looked at a 36-year-old woman who had hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. It's one of the causes of sudden death, and there's no way there's no way she doesn't know she's at risk, and there's no way anybody would have known that she's at risk. Definitely she cannot afford that investigation, and she just had it on the battle and was happy when I was able to pick her amongst the people I was doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So thank you very much. We would like to wrap up here at this point. Just one word from you, sir. Yeah, your favorite, and then we're done.
I think partnership. The service is a federal agency, organization that has presence in all the states of the federations, in all the local governments, in virtually all the communities. We partner with state governments, we partner with local government, we partner with ward councillors, we partner with ministries, departments, and agencies, especially any ministry or agency or government in the country that we don't have presence. And we are present there as basically to support agencies to deliver on its mandates, which is for all the agencies of government to deliver on their mandates. We support state government, we support local government. Of course, in partnership, we are still before talking about policy populations, supporting policy populations, supporting policy evaluations, supporting partnership, support and partnership.
Thank you so much. Let's put our hands together for ourselves. I want to say thank you to the eminent presenters for the passion and the engagement. I want to thank you all seated listening for your rapt attention, and then I want to encourage all of us to seize opportunities presented by each and every one of the presenters to engage in meaningful conversations and interventions that will ensure that there is sustainable development in our communities at our various levels. Thank you once again. I remain Dr. Choma Chabachkwa. God bless you.
Thank you very much, please. A beautiful round of applause for the panelists. Thank you very much, and we appreciate you. Thank you. Please, without wasting much of our time, we want to proceed to the award presentations immediately. No time again, and we want to start with those that are seated, so that we don't need to go back and come back again. And we want to go in straight away without much ado. Therefore, we are not going to take the citations as prepared because of time. Some are about itching to go back today, and the aircrafts are already steaming, so we have to speed it up. Thank you very much. And we say congratulations to all the awardees. Congratulations. So we'll start with the panelists granted the grace, so that as they receive the award, they now go back to their seats. On this note, we also invite the Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, to please come forward for the presentation to the awardees. So please may I call on then Dr. Mrs. Adora Umoji, OON. Please round of applause for her. It's going to be presented with an award by the university and the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Natas University. Okay. Thank you very much. He's the current group managing director and CEO designate of Zenith Bank PLC. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to present this award of excellence on sustainable development goals. This award is on the advancement, creative economy, productive employment, and youth empowerment. And it's today presented to Dr. Adora Umoji, OON, Center for Sustainable Development, Nambasikiwe University, in conjunction with the United Nations. Today the 9th of May, 2024.
Vice Chancellor, and the rest of the university community. And the MD has been here by herself. For yesterday, sure you have all received the acts of your dividends. Of course, the rest of the week also mark activities following the annual general meeting. Next, she is unavoidably absent. She has asked us, myself, and the rest of my colleagues here to be here today to receive this award on her behalf. And she shows her appreciation. She has asked us to immediately give a gift of 2 million naira. Following that, she has had the passion prize and the impassioned entreaties of the sustainability towards setting up their own building for them. She said she will look into that, and in time she will respond accordingly. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and congratulations. Congratulations. So please, may we call on Dr. Kate Ikeji Isan, the CEO, Kachi Group of Companies, an entrepreneur known for her pioneering work in the science and technology sector, founder and chief executive officer of Kachi Company Limited. He has established herself as a leading figure in the science laboratory equipment industry in Nigeria. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Continue with the award. It's my pleasure to present this award of excellence on sustainable development goals for the advancement of science, education, research and development. No other person than Dr. Kate Ikeji Esa. This award is from the Center for Sustainable Development in collaboration with the United Nations. Today, the 9th of May, 2024.
Congratulations. Please may we put our hands together for her. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Whenever you give me like for trouble. Doctor, you talked about you talked about things that are important that we should secure. Please let's secure our biological resources. Let's not export them out in the name of samples. Let's get them analyzed here. They have security risks when we ship them out. Let's also talk about the importance of our research, what that our researchers are doing. Let it not be sent out, because when they're sent out, they give the result, but they mine the samples for what you're trying to do and they get to the market before you. These are important things that SFS should, the security. So we should look into and begin to make policies to try to continue that. I wanted to say that I have a mic, so I'm saying it. I'm so I can't tell you. And I'm glad I am here to witness what I'm saying here. Yes, I'm so glad that my sister, I was going to commit on your behalf, but you already committed. So Zenitbank will do the building and Kachi will support with equipping the building for science. That is what we do. So and together we're going to make it happen. This is amazing what's going on here. And sustainability is we taking our future in our hands and building and working and doing things to make sure we don't go extinct anytime soon. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate it.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we call on Dr. Neka Udora, cardiologist, University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, Enugu. Fellow of the West African College of Physicians and a member of the Nigerian Cardiac Society. We say congratulations.
Dr. Nekaldor, it's my pleasure to present this little token to you for speaking to us as a member of this panel. I appreciate your time being here with us. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We call on this time Ebola Rimwa, the Anambra State Director of State Security. Thank you, to be presented by the chairman on today's occasion. Thank you. Thank you.
On behalf of the Center for Sustainable Development and the Senior Special Assistant to the President of Sustainable Development Goals, who I stand here to represent, I present this award to Mr. Akeshino Banana from the center in conjunction with United Nations in Nigeria on the occasion of the Conclave on Sustainable Development held today, 9th day of May 2024 at Assisi Centers. Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Next available flight to Clementina. Say thank you to them. We understand Clementina is online. Can we hear your voice, Clementina?
Yes, that's all.
Hello, Lady Clem is on the Zoom. Is somebody hearing me?
Yes.
Go ahead and experience. Thank you so very much to all of you for this wonderful, beautiful presentation. My friends are watching. All appreciate all of you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Okay, congratulations. and it's an effective briefing. She's supporting this award with a beautiful sum of 1 million. Let us appreciate her. And at the same time, there are litany of supporters, those that wish to support her. We have Dr. Mrs. Udo 100,000 to support her 100,000. Dr. Mrs. Dodi Obies 70,000 naira. Mrs. Golden Mother Ngozi 70,000 naira. Dr. Cookie Ogolo 70,000 naira. Pauline Onyono Ben 70,000 naira. Mr. Osondo and Mrs. Mago Woko Emma 70,000 naira. Monye Dum Dike 70,000 naira. Mrs. Vicky Kugu 70,000 naira. Lolo France Mabo 7,000 naira. Miss Lady Peace Oji 70,000 naira. And Lady Uche Eze another beautiful 70,000 naira. Please let us appreciate her. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we call on the moderator, Dr. Chioma Ajato, the distinguished experts in public health and sustainable development, a great scholar, researcher, and a young lady with great future. Congratulations, Doctor. Okay, all medical students. Thank you. Thank you. We have decided to support the Center for Sustainable Development with a sum of 1 million naira. Thank you. Thank you. Please may we call up the Honorable Speaker, the Federal House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Right Honorable Abbas Ajudi, EDSP. The visitor. The visitor.
Thank you so much. Let me say that we are privileged. It's not every time that the Honorable Speaker will leave Abuja and come to Anambra State. So today he has left Abuja, he has come to Anambra State, and he has come to Anambra State University. So it gives me a great pleasure to present this award of excellence for the advancement of sustainable development goals in the area of legislation and sustainable development, and is presented today to the Right Honorable Abbas Tajudeen, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Bible Very Center for Sustainable Development, in collaboration with the United Nations. Today, the 9th of May 2024, and we want to appreciate you, sir, for coming and all the things you do for Nanda State University, starting from this center. We're expecting more and more and more. So if you say you don't want to give, and tell us all the other ones that will come.
For everybody, the idea of having the economy and fully focused on those sustainable development goals. I know very well that with the current administration or leadership of the House, that a lot of things will go right direction with in conjunction with what the administration today is doing with the review goal. More or less, the speaker says I should inform the director and we'll see her during the budget session. And that is more important, I think. Usually, it's not our custom or our tradition to come up with such open donation or announcement. So, the director and the DC will meet at that time. Thank you.
Wants to say something. Dr. Kate, the chief officer.
Okay, I was told that waiting until the building is finished before equipment will be waiting for too long. And so, I couldn't parents they don't want that one because although I can say that it really matters because it was like we're going to have to revisit that. So, just for today, for what is going on here, I'm excited, we're excited. Me and my family and my team are very excited. So we will support you with $5 million. And when they do because it's important to support innovation and what's the other one? Innovation and sustainability. Innovation is progress. Thank you.
Yes, it goes on. Thank you. Thank you. May I respectfully invite Mr. Yusuf Magagimichi, FWC, the Director General, State Security Service, Abuja. Taking his name,
also present this award for the advancement of sustainable development in the area of peace, security, and of course, sustainable development in Nigeria. To Yusuf Magaji by the Center of Sustainable Development, National University, in the United Nations, today, the 9th of May, 2024.
Congratulations.